Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're doing something a little different. We're going to take a stack of internal, weekly volunteer reports from an animal shelter and see if we can piece together the story that's hidden inside all that data. At first glance, it's just a collection of dense, sometimes kind of confusing reports. Just rows, columns, and a whole lot of numbers. So our challenge here is to see if we can transform this raw data into a real narrative, a story of community, of growth, and of impact. All right, let's get started. Okay, so we begin in the spring. This is when the volunteer program is really just establishing its foundation. And as you'll see, a huge part of that is them just figuring out how to even track their own efforts. And right away, the data shows us what matters most here. A massive 84% of all volunteer time is going directly to animal care and enrichment. Now, this isn't just some number, it's a really clear reflection of the shelter's core mission in action. But the real story isn't just in the numbers. It's kind of hidden in the notes. You can actually see the human process of collecting data unfolding right on the page, with these sudden jumps in the numbers as new information gets tracked down and finally added in. And here's the reality behind the spreadsheet. This little note, it appears again and again, which shows that this isn't some static, boring document. No, it's a living record of a conversation about how to best capture all the amazing work being done. So by the end of spring, that foundation is set. The process is getting refined, and the impact is already so clear. Volunteers have already contributed over 700 hours of service. Now let's move into the summer and see how this builds. Okay, summer, this is a time when, organizations often worry about a dip in volunteerism. People go on vacation, schedules get all mixed up. So what does the data show for the shelter? The summer reports keep highlighting this wonderfully messy human side of just trying to count contributions. It's not always about clean data points. How do you count a couple who applies together? The note itself kind of shows the whole challenge of interpreting these real-life situations. In fact, the shelter's own planning documents actually anticipated a slowdown. They were expecting fewer volunteers during these months. But the weekly reports? They show something else entirely. A really dedicated core group that's maintaining a steady, consistent presence. And this is what's just so impressive. Far from dipping, the cumulative hours more than doubled over the summer. This number, it really showcases the incredible consistency and that daily effort that keeps the shelter running, even when everyone expected a slowdown. Now, as we move into autumn, the narrative takes a really exciting turn. The data doesn't just show steady growth anymore, it's revealing a major strategic shift in the program's focus. The numbers for specific activities start to change. Yeah, animal care is still the core, but we start to see a new category of work begin to spike, hinting that there's a big project mobilizing volunteers in a totally different way. And there it is, the very first mention of Adoption Autumn, a single line item for skilled labor, just someone designing a poster, signals the beginning of what's about to become a major shelter-wide campaign. And the impact is immediate and absolutely dramatic. Just look at this chart. Weekly hours dedicated to outreach just explode as volunteers rally behind this Adoption Autumn event. They go from just a couple of hours a week to over 30. And even during this period of really intense activity, the reports keep their personality. I absolutely love this note. They're honestly, and with a bit of humor, grappling with the complexities of tracking people, not just numbers, right in the middle of a hectic campaign. Let's actually visualize that accelerating impact. This timeline really puts it all in perspective. You can see that steady builds through the spring and summer, and then, bam, this massive surge in the fall as the whole community rallied for that big adoption push. So, after piecing together 9 months of reports, what's the final story that the data tells us? Let's zoom out and really see the full picture of what this community accomplished. The final report from late November quantifies this massive collective effort. But notice, it's not just about the total hours worked. This data shows a really thriving program that is successfully recruiting, onboarding, and engaging new community members. So, in the end, what did we find? From this messy pile of spreadsheets, one clear, powerful number emerged. Nearly 3,000 hours of community service, of animal care, and just pure dedication, all organized and tracked week by week. And that's really the whole point, isn't it?
It's just such a powerful reminder that behind every data point, behind every spreadsheet, there's a story of human effort just waiting to be told. The real question is, are we looking closely enough to find it?